Coming up this morning on Daybreak, we continue to celebrate women that are remarkable, and we honor one with a trip to New York City.
Ooh, excited for that. And Missouri's presidential preference primary just days away. We'll tell you how election officials are making sure it goes smoothly.
Teach them to push those boundaries is the best way to kind of arm them for the future.
And we'll talk about how 2 local organizations are teaching our young girls how to be remarkable women of tomorrow. That's all this hour for you on Daybreak. Welcome
back into the show, our pink and purple theme show. It's Thursday, no. What am I wishing upon us?
Be happy.
It's Friday. It's Friday, March 6th. I'm Lauren Barnes.
I'm Joe Morano. Remarkable Friday here as we are, again, celebrating women. And we've had some great stories in 1 hour. Gonna have some great stories coming up in just a few minutes with the one Elisa Raffa right here.
Yeah, I'm excited about this one because I was inspired by 7-year-olds, and I hope you are too. These girls, so ambitious. So I can't wait to introduce you to them.
Awesome. We're excited, and we'll get to that story in just a few minutes, but we also want to let you know what you have on tap for your Friday.
We've got sunshine to start this morning. Things are quiet and calm, and we've got these temperatures a little bit cool in the 30s to start, 31 degrees in Springfield on north and west winds at 10 miles per hour. You can see not a cloud in the sky out there. We've got dry roads as you head to work and school. Temperatures are at 36 degrees in Branson, 36 in Harrison, and 34 degrees in Fort Leonard Wood. Winds have calmed down since yesterday. They're out of the north and west at 5 to 15 miles per hour. We'll find dry roads through the afternoon, so green light conditions for you on your way out the door. Lots of sunshine by dismissal. Temperatures technically cooler than yesterday, but they're still at average. 53 degrees, another nice March afternoon. Will be warmer tomorrow with a fire danger. Still nice on Sunday. The next week turns unsettled. Details on those changes in the 7-day coming up in 10 minutes.
We've got some political news for you this morning. The Missouri presidential preference primary is Tuesday. Now, Missouri's Secretary of State Jay Ashcroft says his office is always preparing for the next election, but some responsibilities also fall on local election authorities. The threat of an outside force disrupting elections is a threat that the secretary takes seriously.
We've actually paid for white hat hacker teams to go in and attack county election authorities, boards of elections, both from a physical standpoint and from a cyber standpoint, and say, how can you try to breach their defenses? Give us a report from top to bottom, their policies, their procedures, their network, their hardware, their personnel.
Ashcroft also says his office is taking steps to verify voter info so there are fewer delays at polling places next week.
If you're sick, wear a mask or socially isolate yourself. Masks do not prevent you from getting the disease, so if you think wearing a mask is going to help you not get sick, it doesn't.
Despite that advice from Missouri's Health Department Director Randall Williams, it hasn't stopped people from clearing out the shelves of face masks at stores across Springfield.
Shelves at multiple stores we have visited in town are bare. One Springfield man actually purchased an abundance of them months ago and has them for sale.
We got word of this when we saw a sign in Springfield, N95 masks available 24/7 with the phone number there. So we called to find out more. The person selling the masks is a Springfield resident who wanted to remain anonymous.
That's right. We got word of that, and he says he runs a business that requires them to order parts from overseas, specifically China. And a couple months ago, they were wondering why some of their parts were delayed. It was because of quarantines and slowdowns in shopping due to the coronavirus. So they began bulk ordering masks, and it started as a way for them to stay prepared, but then they began selling them.
To date, he says they've invested $23,000 on the masks, and they have sold to 553 customers. Their prices vary from $6 to $12 per mask. And after all costs, they expect a profit around $2,500 total. Now, we asked him if he's taking advantage of a health crisis, and this was his response.
We are not selling these masks to make a profit. We are selling them as close to our initial cost as possible without losing money and paying for our expenses with shipping from each distributor and the time spent sourcing the masks, as well as our cost to deliver, package, and so on.
For more on this story, including what Missouri Attorney General Eric Schmidt has said about it, visit ozarksfirst.com.
We continue our Remarkable Women show now, and these women are on fire. This show all morning is about positive women.
All month long, we've been honoring remarkable women, but we wanted to know How do we grow our remarkable women of tomorrow?
That's right. Meteorologist Elisa Ratha met with 2 local programs working to break gender stereotypes. Elisa, what'd you find out from them?
Women make up nearly half of the workforce, but less than 25% are in STEM-related careers. In fact, in 2017, women only accounted for 29% of physical scientists, 27% of computer scientists, and 16% of engineers. There are also issues in salary. The U.S. women's soccer team won the World Cup in 2019, but pay disparities became a bigger headline than the gold trophy. The women took home a prize of $30 million, while the men's World Cup prize money was $400 million. I met young girls hoping to break these molds. Take a look.
It's going to look more like this with a light bulb right here and a light bulb right there. So see if you can make that.
Building circuits and wiring electricity on a Saturday. School on the weekend doesn't typically excite kids, but tucked inside this classroom are leaders of tomorrow.
Astronomer, a teacher. I want to be a scientist that works at NASA. There's different mysteries that is in space, and I want to unlock them.
These are Girl Scouts, and they're some of the most ambitious girls you'll ever meet. Daisy Scout Izzy is 7 years old, and her role models are Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin.
You want to go to Mars? Mm-hmm. Is that you want to be the first woman on Mars?
Yes. I kind of knew a little fact after Miss Jill. Almost all the Girl astronauts were actually Girl Scouts.
Jill Hodge is their Girl Scout troop leader and has been a STEM educator for over a decade.
Yay! Good job.
And she's also a champion of all things fun in STEM. She talks about gender stereotypes with her junior scouts.
And when you ask them, have you noticed this yet? They'll tell you, oh yeah, boys are the ones that are supposed to be good at sports, or we're only supposed to like to do crafts.
And working to build confidence and break barriers.
They already feel it.
The sky's the limit. We want to make sure that whatever our girls want to do, we enrich that.
Nikki Karuki is the director of programs at the Boys and Girls Club.
We have baseball, where we have girls participate in that. We have flag football, girls participate in that. We have basketball, co-ed teams for that too, and then we have volleyball too. So yeah, there's opportunities for our girls to play in sports.
The club not only gets these ladies to work their muscles, but enrich their minds with coding programs and empowerment summits geared towards girls. Alyssa Schilling is this year's Youth of the Year scholarship recipient and has been awarded $32,000 to take with her to MSU in the fall.
You can do a lot with a biology degree, so if towards the end of college I decide maybe I don't want to be a dentist and go into pre-med, I would use that biology degree in conservation. You can get a teaching certification, you can just do a lot with it.
After 10 years of service, she realizes she couldn't have done it without them.
I just want to say thank you for being so supportive and just kind of being an inspiration to keep going.
And she's become yet another role model for these leaders of the future.
The Boys and Girls Club just kind of become like a second home to me.
I'm really happy that she taught me about space and science and robots. Thank you. Thank you. They're doing a good job.
They need to have that kind of courage and confidence to be like, heck yeah, I belong here, I can do this.
I loved getting to meet those inspiring young ladies. On Pi Day next week, female scientists of all disciplines will wear purple to be visible together and visible to inspire young girls like Izzy.
All right, Elisa, thank you. They were inspiring indeed. This morning, we also want to share and remind you some of the ladies who are remarkable in Springfield's history and made the Ozarks what it is today.
Born in 1874, Cecilia Rose O'Neill, who went by Rose, was a famous illustrator and creator of the Cupid doll. According to a biographer from her website, when she was 18, her mother sold the family cow to send her to New York to find work as an artist.
She often signed drawings as CRO to hide the fact she was a woman. This photo from the News Leader coming up here shows a photographic portrait of O'Neill. That was her with her famous dolls. And then O'Neill sent money back home to fund her parents' estate. This is Bonnybrook near Branson. Before she passed away in 1944, O'Neill moved a whole museum full of her possessions to schools across the Ozarks, including School of the Ozarks, now known as College of the Ozarks in Point Lookout.
The Rose O'Neill and Bonnybrook Museum is located in Walnut Shade, Missouri, just off Highway 65. We're also taking today's special show to say thank you to other women in our area doing remarkable things.
We reached out to first responders, schools, hospitals, and other area leaders. Thank you to these women from Nixa City Hall, MoDOT, Springfield Fire Department, and Springfield Public Schools for making the Ozarks a better place.